Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and you are welcome to another episode of the Otumba Adams Show. My name remains Adams Olofimilajide, and you are welcome specially. This is a live event, and this also is the 105th episode of the show. How have you guys been? How is work? How is life? How is everything generally? I hope you guys out there are doing exceptionally well. You are breaking boundaries and you know, scoring new goals, as it were. We know that the Nigerians are winning in the AFCON championship, and today happens to be their third match. Yay, go Eagles! Anyway, on today's episode, we'll be looking at why you should consider becoming a freelancer, why you should consider becoming a freelancer. But before we get right into it, if you are there, you're watching me live, and you would like to introduce yourself, you know how we do it. You put your name, you put a location in the comment section. For those of you that will probably be watching this later on and then you still get a comment, well, all well and good. You're very much welcome. All right. On this episode, we're looking at why you need to consider becoming a freelancer. Now, the first question is this, or for those of you that might probably not even know, who is a freelancer? All right. Now, a freelancer basically is someone who does a job or works on a project per time and is paid for that project. The person doesn't necessarily have to work with a company for a very long period of time. It's usually for a short period of time. That is who we refer to as a freelancer. And the question now is like, is it compulsory? Is it necessary for you to become a freelancer? Because it seems as if, well, it sounds like this freelancing world is quite hard. Well, from my own point of view, I'm going to tell you that, like, hey, being a freelancer rather is sweet. It's enjoyable, and there are lots of benefits to it. Now, one of the things that you need to realize about freelancing is this. One of my points that I wrote down here is this, that you need to realize that there are limited white collar jobs out there these days, especially in the third world country like ours, Nigeria. There are tons of youths out there that are in search of jobs, and not really everyone can actually get that job that you're searching for, right? I, for one, I studied mechanical engineering, and at the end of the day, I did not get a job with an engineering company. Now, would I have said that I am going to start weeping because the country I'm sorry, did not give me what I worked for? No. All right. I decided to become a business person and also a freelancer. All right. So you need to realize that the jobs cannot go round, especially the well paying jobs. If you're looking for a white collar job that pays properly, it is very, very limited in this part of the world. I wouldn't know about your own part of the world if you're watching me from a first tier country or a developing nation. But if you come down to this side of the world, you realize that a lot of the jobs that are available do not really pay so well, and you would not be able to have the desired lifestyle that you probably would crave for. All right. So that's the issue. And that's one of the reasons why you should consider becoming a freelancer. Now, another thing that I would say about, and that advantage rather, I would say about becoming a freelancer is the fact that you have more freedom to yourself. You have more freedom. You can dictate what time you want to work, who you want to work with, the hours that you would like to work with that person. Literally, you have the freedom to choose how you want to live your life, right? You are not tied down by a 9 to 6 or an 8 to 5, whereby a boss is breathing down your neck. You get to be the person that chooses the time that you're going to work, right? And once you have that, it's an advantage to you. All right. It's purely an advantage to you. And you have flexible hours, literally. Then another point that I have to make is that location flexibility. Thank you, sir, Mr. Rotimi Jayola. Thank you very much, sir. It's an honor having you on the show today. All right, he said that I'm sorry, I didn't read that out. Freelancing equivalent, or it's equivalent to freedom. All right, so the next point is location flexibility. Now, I will use myself as an example in this instance. I, for one, I create explainer videos for company adverts, right? And I live in Ondo State, Akure, but a lot of the people that I have had to work with are not even within Ondo State. I've worked with people in Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, and I think the last job I did, I worked for a guy in Israel for a company that wanted to launch a particular product in Israel, and it was fun. I was here in the comfort of my home. I could easily um, I could get the job from the person, and then like I delivered the job and the person was wowed with the job that I did. I didn't have to be in Israel. I didn't have to be in Jerusalem. I didn't have to be in America or in any location that like you might probably feel, just in the comfort of my home. I just needed my laptop and my internet access, and that was it. That's one of the beauty of being a freelancer. You have location to your own advantage. You can work anywhere. I can decide today that like, okay, I want to change location. I want to like go on a vacation, just take my laptop with me. And when a job comes, I just have to like open my laptop, and then like as long as I have internet access, I get the job done, and then like I have it delivered ASAP. Sweet life. Anyway, down to the next point, we have control over your earnings, right? You have control over your earnings. Now, one of the things about working with a 9 to 5 or working with a company that is 9 to 5, right, is the fact that like you can't easily dictate how much you can earn, as it were, right? Once they tell you that like, hey, this is the amount that like they are going to pay you, even if you work overboard, right? There's a limited amount of money that they can pay you as overtime, but you can't really have that privilege to control how much you actually rake in. But when it comes to freelancing, you can actually dictate how much you're being paid. And that's the sweet part about it, right? If you're not comfortable working with someone, you feel that like, hey, this job is below par, and you feel you are better off rejecting the job, you can easily do that. If you feel that like, okay, this month I would like to take on 10 clients and no more, right? Because you want to dedicate more time to doing other things. That's the beauty about it. You want to earn more, you work more. You want to earn less, you work less. The beauty about freelancing, okay? You easily control your earnings. All right. Number 5 on the list is you get to improve your skill set. Now, one of the beauty about being a freelancer is the fact that like you get to work with a lot of people out there. I can say that like I have worked with over 100 clients, and each client has different personality. Each client has what's the word? Different requirements that they want me to fulfill. And in working with each and every one of them, I get to realize that like I learn new things along the line, right? I learn new skills. I learn customer service. I learn a whole bunch of things that on a very good day, if I were working in an office, I may not have gotten that privilege to to learn. So that's the beauty about it. You are not just stereotyped into the world that like you are in. You get to learn a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then like along the line you start developing new skills to complement that which you started off with. That's the beauty about freelancing. All right. And the penultimate number that I have on the list is, yeah, flexible working hours. I think I made mention of that earlier. You can actually choose what time you want to work. Like somebody hit me up earlier today and was like, okay, bro, can you actually do this job for me? And I was like, okay, I have my broadcast for 4 o'clock. Then that means that like I'm going to work for you from 4:30 till say 2 a.m. And hopefully I get to deliver the job before 3 a.m. maximum. Now that's the beauty about it. If it's what's the word now? If I had to do that in a normal 9 to 5 job, I don't think it's going to be possible, because your boss is probably going to tell you that like, hey, I want this thing delivered by 4 p.m. before the end of the close of today. But for me, no, the best time I get to work is midnight, and that is it for me. So I get to tell the person that like, hey, this is the time that like is comfortable for me to work, and they would have no objection. Theirs is just like, okay, what is the deliverable date? I give it to them, and then I meet up to that particular date. That's the beauty about freelancing, because you have that flexibility to choose your work hours. The main thing for you is this: just deliver as at the time you promised that you're going to deliver the job. Very, very key, very, very important. All right. So the last part is you have the ability to migrate into a small business or startup. The beauty about freelancing is that, like, once you've gotten to a particular level, once you have grown your portfolio, you can easily then transit from becoming a freelancer to becoming a business owner, right? It's quite easy. And one of the advantages I'm going to say about transiting is that, like, you know which business you can actually enter into that is much more profitable, right? You're not this thing works for me. All right. You realize that, like, okay, this particular thing works for you at this point in time, that thing works for you at that point in time, and you can easily enter into a particular business and know that, like, hey, you're going to succeed in it. You're not just coming as a novice trying to start off a business and then, like, you're going to fail on the long run. No, you've had experiences over the years. You know which particular business thrives the most, and then you can then transit from becoming a freelancer to what, a business owner. And that in itself is an advantage of becoming a freelancer. Now, for a lot of you out there that, like, might probably be wondering that, like, okay, how can I become a freelancer? Right? You said all the advantages that needs to be known, but what can I do to become a freelancer? It's very, very easy. It's very, very simple. The first thing you need to do is learn a new skill, learn a digital skill. It could be writing, it could be graphics designing, it could be animation, it could be WordPress design, it could be a whole lot of things. All you just need to do is just search on Google that, like, what digital skill can I learn to become a freelancer? It's going to be very, like, it's going to take you a while to learn, right? That's why you have platforms like Udemy, Coursera, EDX, and a whole bunch of other platforms that you can actually learn from. Use those platforms to grow yourself, and from there, you enter into the freelancing world. Okay. So, on this note, I have come to the end of this episode. And as you know, or as I always say, that, like, if you're watching from Facebook or YouTube, please make sure that, like, you like, share with your friends, and also subscribe to the channel. My name remains Adam Tulofimilajide. And remember that you should be the best version God has created you to be. All right. Signing out, guys.